YouTube faithful, what is going on? It is Monday. We have a primetime NFL game tonight and 4 NBA games today. I hope you had a great weekend. I personally had one of fire weekends to end a month and start a month a man could have. Literally probably 900 or 1,000 units between Thursday to Sunday, and I'm hoping to continue the trend. Now, why did I start off with the winning slips tab today? Because it was a great weekend, and it's only right that I victory lap. And the video that I did for you guys on Sunday regarding NFL was good. Unfortunately, Puka sold, but what did I tell you guys? Which is why it is critical that you listen to what I'm saying and not sift through this video just looking for plays, being the lowest common denominator type of person. I'm begging you. Sports betting, fantasy sports, it's hard. You have to put in the work. You have to do the work. I told you guys, if you believe that everybody's on Puka, everybody's going to be on Cup, everybody's going to be on Stafford, especially after that Stafford discount drop, you could pivot to Kyren Williams because he's in a spot where he can finally go off. They've lowered the lines to where it made sense to take him. Buy low, sell high. I told you guys that word for word. Go back through if you think I'm capping. I specifically told you the pivot. The play of the day, Bucky Irving, he soared over. Absolutely smashed. I swept the longest field goal props. If you just tailed those, it was 6 of 6. We got Nico Collins right. We got Mixon right. We got Pickens right. I mean, the only fly in the ointment was pretty much Darnell Washington and Puka Nacua. We'll take that. Yesterday's NBA, I swept. I gave out 5 plays overnight and they all swept, okay? It's that simple. Now I'm showing you guys this for a reason. I also told you guys that those combos yesterday would feed. Hawkinson, McBride, cash. Chase Pickens, cash. Group Cardi, Tucker, Elliott, Thielen, Evans. Every combo I gave you guys on this YouTube or in the Discord cashed, except for the Carr and Stafford pass combo, which the moment they made Stafford a discount, I was off of it anyways. This was the overnight NBA slip. Scotty Barnes, Hartenstein, and Sabonis. He actually ate the bumps on all those and still ended up cashing. But here you can see it was right here, plain as day at 1 a.m. I posted it so you guys could have it for Sunday day. Barnes, Sabonis, Hartenstein. And then I gave you the full 5-man with it, which cashed. 5 of 5. I gave 5 NBA plays. And I even gave you Jokic. If you weren't interested in Jamal Murray, you could pivot to Jokic 8.5 assists or his PRA. Cash. So technically 7-0. And that's after doing NFL content. Now, why am I showing you this? Especially if you're new to this channel and you're just like, well, what's going on here? And I'm telling you guys because you need to trust the process. Period. You're gonna have losing days, fella. This is very hard, and these books are literally psychologically trying to extract money out of your wallet and put it into theirs, okay? My job is to break everything down for you guys and give you a cheat sheet, so to speak, for you guys that are working your tails off trying to make it in this trash economy, being overpriced for everything, but you want to sweat sports, you want to have some dopamine, you want to have some fun. I get it, guys. I am you. Trust me when I tell you. My job is to make it easier for you and to condense the process, but you still got to do your homework, guys. It doesn't matter how good of a day I have, you still have to put in the work. An example would be I posted those 2 NBA lineups to 650 people via the Discord and Dub Club, and maybe 30 people tailed it, which is just like crazy to me. But that's the type of thing. It doesn't matter if I go 7-0, if I go 9-3 like I did yesterday for the NFL plays. There's still people that are going to win and lose because they're gamblers, and that is that. I host these live streams every single day. There will be another one today. There was one Sunday at 9:30 after I dropped that 4 a.m. YouTube video. I go over final closing line values. We make community lineups. Everything is done there. Right now, there's not a lot of value on PrizePicks. I'm telling you guys this. I'm opening the video with it in hopes that you guys see it, understand it, do whatever you need to do, and process it. If you are new to this channel, you're going to find out really quick that I keep it 100% honest. I don't try to fluff you up. I don't lie to you. I don't tell you that it's easy. I don't tell you there's locks. I don't tell you any of that stuff. I'm not interested in any of that. I'm not trying to tell you I'm better than you. All I'm doing is telling you this. If you trust the process and methods that I preach, you will have more success than doing it on your own. I've had plenty of students that were poverty become winners. You can ask Wanna as a prime example, and there's plenty of others. Believe me when I tell you. And why do I harp on it in these YouTube videos? Some of you guys leave me comments. You cannot stand when I talk about winning or helping people out, because that is my job. to do that. That is my passion. That is what I wake up in the morning and do. You wake up in the morning and go to your job and do whatever it is. I wake up in the morning and I have to look at these boards and help people win or give them the best opportunity to win. That is my life. Understand that and take it to the bank. And when you understand that, then you're going to realize that I'm going to do everything in my power to help you win. Okay? Whether you're in the Discord, you're on the YouTube, wherever you are. So that's why I talk about it. That's why I won't leave it alone. That's why I don't sweep it under the rug. But I need you guys to do the work, do your homework, time in, time out. So let's discuss this. We have NFL and NBA today. Sorry for the rant. The live stream will be at 5:15 or 5:30 Central. I do believe that discount is still live. CaptainCrush.net. It is the gold package that gets you into the Dub Club, which gives you access into the Discord, where you get my projection sheets, plays, slips, live stream. It's right here. We'll see if the discount still works. And it doesn't, but maybe since it's Cyber Monday, I'll extend it for one more day. So it'll be lowercase promo turkey. I'll go back and fix this and it'll show up and it'll give you your first month for $15 if you're new members. Now, whenever I do these discounts, which I hate doing them because I feel like it brings in the worst of humanity, the people that are just the lowest hanging fruit, lowest IQ people. They just think that they're going to join a Discord and win millions. You're not. It doesn't happen like that. You're going to still have to put in the work. And if you want a good community and you want to be a part of it and learn and actually fine-tune your process, this is the place for you. If you just want to be some degen poverty kid that's just coming in expecting to win $1 million, I'm gonna ban you. It happens every time I run a promo. So don't put me to the test. I'm an analytical person and I'm very process-minded. Just trust the process and you'll do fine. Now, again, there's not a lot of value here, but we're going to do our best. So the first thing we're going to do, this is the key to the whole thing. You have to shop the market data. I don't care what your stance is on odds. If you don't think it matters, you think that the books are all in cahoots trying to trick you. None of that stuff matters. None of that stuff is true. Haven't you noticed how many hooks you get on a nightly basis? Why is that? Because the lines are surgical. They have supercomputers calculating what exactly their averages are, running trillions of simulations in fractions of a second to give the perfect over, under, higher, lower, more, less line that can be. And that is why it feels in your brain that it's rigged, even though it's not. It's just we're predicting human performance the same way a football coach would when they're drafting these players. They're trying to predict what they can do. It doesn't always work out. So with that in mind, we have to check the market data. Now you can see there's nothing that's reaching that 54.5% threshold of plus expected value in a 5-man flex on PrizePicks, except for these fantasy scores. And if you follow my channel, you know that I don't really like taking the discrepancies on fantasy scores because you're only getting market data from two other spots, and I don't value that as much as I do a straight line, such as Jaylen Wilson, 5.5 rebounds less. Consensus would be minus 133. That would be, even then, you're not getting plus expected value taking it on PrizePicks. You're not. But at least you know that it's favored to do less. So if you have a projection model or something, or someone like me telling you to take it, you could compare it and be like, okay, and go there. So this is what I do. I always sort through here to see what we got. And Jaylen Johnson, 14 RA. Is he in the mix? Well, there's a lot of things we could do with Jaylen Johnson today. I love Jaylen Johnson because he's all over the court. He does it all. He hustles. He gets points. He gets rebounds. He gets assists. He gets blocks and he gets steals. But unfortunately with that, he also tends to get turnovers. And we know how frustrating it is when you take a fantasy scout and he turns it over and you're just seeing the -1. So you pray that he gets blocks and steals to kind of buffer it out. And it doesn't always go your way. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. But you can see the man's been getting assists. 5 assists. He got 9. I had him over there 9-7. He's getting rebounds. He's getting points. He does it all, which would lead me to believe that his fantasy score would be optimal, right? His fantasy score at 42.5 or 42. Well, 42, 41, 47, 54, 53. We're trying to look at range of outcomes and ceilings. I got to pivot. I was on NFL. We got to go look at the NBA. Now you can see the last time that he played the Pelicans, he had 29 points, 8 assists. You can see the matchup is as good as a matchup can get overall, 23rd and 28, but the micro matchup is terrible. Now, I'm not really interested in the micro micro matchup so much in NBA as I am the overall against certain teams, but I have a rule where I don't play the Pelicans. I play people that play them or anyone on the Pelicans team until I see something drastically different. But with only a 4-game slate, they're forcing my hand. So if you're looking at something like, say you wanted to take his assist, what would you look for? Well, you go to the micro matchup, it's terrible. But overall, they're 28th in assist allowed. And then you'd want to go look at the potential assist. Last time they played, he had 12 potential assists, which is a lot of potential assists when your line is 12. And then if you look at his overall, you can find his range of outcomes. Here's the floor, 2. Okay, we're not going to count 1 because he's had 2, 3, 4. So his floor assist would be 2. That means at a minimum, he's getting 2 assists tonight, right? So then we want to find his ceiling. 9, 10, 8. Well, he's had 1 10 outlier. He's had 9 twice and 8. So his true ceiling is most likely 8. Okay, so 2 to 8. So the range of outcomes, he's either getting 2 or 8 tonight on average. He can fall anywhere in between there, which would mean if you can find him at 4.5 and even 5, which he's likely going to land on 5, would be optimal. You want to look at these potential assists. 15, 11, 12, 7, 13, 8, 12, 19 potential assists. Okay, the numbers support taking his assists, especially at 4.5. PrizePicks has it at 5. I'm sure you can find it at 4.5 on a normal book and take it there. His points assists, I mean, they're 13th in points allowed, but look at this. You cannot argue with this. 13 of 20, the man just respects coin. And like I said, he's playing big minutes. 38, 35, 34, 37, 36. If the game stays close, he should average 36 minutes. What do I always tell you guys? Minutes equals money in the NBA. There's nowhere else around it. If you can find him at 23.5 points plus assists, you have my blessing. 24.5, you are eating a bump, but it basically comes down to this. You can take his fantasy score if you think he's going to get some blocks and steals. You could take his RA. Where is it? Down here at 14. His points assists, which opened at 23.5 and now it's at 25, and it's the most popular play in America for NBA, I'm pretty sure. Or you could just take his PRA, which is 34.5. I got it at 34 earlier. You can still get it on Parlay Play at 34.5, and you could go there. Or you could just take the flat assist, which I just talked about. Okay, I will be having shares of Jaylen Johnson today, and then on the other side, well, before I talk about the other side, Trey Young just had one of the most terrible games a man could have, and I was just on him, and he sold, and this is classic Trey Young. Every time he does this, he will come back and have a Nagasaki game to remind you of what he's capable of. He just does this. So the question would become, what would we take for Trey Young? And honestly, if I was going to take any Trey Young, it would once again be his rebounds, assist. I personally am not going there because I'm just going to stick with Jaylen Johnson. But again, just like the Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua thing, when everybody's on Puka, pivoting to Kyron Williams was optimal. Cash it. It could be the same exact thing here with Trey Young. My job is to open your mind to get you to think like this, because this is how winning players think. You can't just be so closed-minded, just being like, Jaylen Johnson, taking it. Trey Young sold my last lineup, not taking it. Close the book on that. If you do that, you'll land right here to the deposit screen that's up here in the right corner. Now, why don't I sign in and show you guys me actually placing the lineups or whatever? Because I don't want you guys seeing my balance in there, because sometimes I have 500 in there. Sometimes I have 1,000. Sometimes I have 4,000 in there. It doesn't matter what's in there because it's always going to move to my PayPal. And I don't want people thinking, oh, he's keeping money in there, whatever. It's none of your business. And I don't feel like putting the little emoji there to cover it up. So I just log out, and that's why I do it that way. It's no conspiracy, fella. You can look at my picket anytime you want. I'm making everything I tell you guys to take. Promise you, I am take. Somebody hit me with that in a comment a couple days ago that I'm not even taking the bet. And I literally was like, okay, bro, cool story. So that's my rant on Jaylen Johnson / Trey Young. Now let's move to the other side, which is the revenge narrative, which y'all know Captain Crush loves a revenge narrative. Dejounte Murray, he's going to have to do it all on this team. The question is, what is he going to do? Well, historically, Dejounte Murray cooks. He cooks rebounds, assists, and he can even score. My favorite would be his rebounds plus assists. Personally, it gives me access to all of it, unless you could find his assist at 5.5. But I kind of do like the idea that maybe he just does it all, and you take his PRA or maybe even his fantasy score. Let's go look at it. I know Parlay Play has him at 11.5 RA right now, which is crispy. I mean, you're not going to get a better matchup than the Atlanta Hawks, but you can see a micro matchup. Assist allowed to point guards is not good. Does he have the will to play hard against his former team? You can see against the Knicks, he played 29 minutes. They got got blown out of the gym. 33 minutes against Memphis. I didn't get to see that game because it was on November 29th. I don't know if they got blown out that night or not, but he did get 6 assists, and you can see he's exceeded 6.5 assists against 7 of his last 8 games against bottom 10 defenses. But however, that was last season. This is new. You can see when he came out on 10-23 versus Chicago, he cooked, okay? Fully healthy. If his team was fully healthy, he has a chance to cook. Now, his RA, he exceeded both times because he will crash the boards. He will get rebounds, and you can see rebounds allowed, they're ranked 23rd, okay? And that is why I landed there. You can see the rebound chances, 14, and this is against the Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns and Josh Hart are there, so I don't care if Jaylen Johnson's on the other side and Dyson Daniels or whatever else, Capella, Okongwu, he's still going to get his chances because he hustles. And then his potential assist, 10, 11, 7, 18 on opening night, 18. Folks, his RA has to be considered. And if you go over here on Parlay Play, you can see right here, it is right here at 11.5. That is where I took it. And you can see my full Parlay Play slip, Cam Johnson at 22.5 points assist. I took Tatum at 8.5 rebounds. I love Tatum, but here's the deal. They're all questionable. Okay, Tatum is questionable tonight. Jaylen Brown, I believe, is going to be out. But you can see right here, Drew Holiday has been ruled out. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are questionable, and White could be looking at heavy usage if White plays. Remember, he had that foot injury the other night. I mean, we don't know what's going on here, which is why, again, I'm not just telling it to sell you something. Whatever. It is what it is. Even then, let's say I was saying it to sell you something. 25 for freaking 31 days of content is crispy as crispy gets. Now, Celtics in Miami have a historic head-to-head. Tatum hasn't historically done well. The Heat have historically kept them in check. We're not talking about last season. But the Miami Heat this season are not the same team that I'm worried about when it comes to defense. And Jayson Tatum, I love calling him Jason. It tilts the comment, guys. Jayson Tatum isn't the same Tatum that was the same guy last year or even the year before. He's gotten so much better every single year. In my opinion, he's one of the most underrated players in the league, and I don't know why people hate on the man. Let him cook. He cashes slips. He wins games. He's just him. You guys just got to stop with your mindless hatred because he sold you in a parlay once or twice. It's ridiculous. It's complete poverty, and I won't have anything to do with it. The man cooks. But let's see here. 37 minutes, 35 minutes, 30, 38, 37, 37. My favorite for him isn't his points. It's his rebounds at 8.5. The problem is finding it. I only was able to find that on Parlay Play. You can see versus small forwards, they're ranked 6, but overall they're 26. Bad micro matchup, good overall matchup. But look at the head-to-heads. He always turns up for the rebounds, 12, 11, 11. Granted, this is last season. If you look at his last 10, he's always within the range of outcomes. Again, floors and ceilings. His floor would be 6. His ceiling would be 10. He's going to roughly get 6 to 10 rebounds tonight. And then if you wanted to take his RA or his PRA or his fantasy or something like that, you could. But you're going to have to wait and see what's up with this team with the news. If Brown sits and Holiday's out, I'm playing Tatum. I'm going to get all the Tatum I can handle. If Brown's in and Tatum's in, well, then maybe I adjust and just take Derek White. If Tatum's out and Brown's out, Derek White's my guy all day, twice on Sunday. We're going to just have to wait and see, which is, like I said, that live stream is critical. There isn't a lot of value on PrizePicks. There just isn't, which is why I encourage you to take Parlay Play where you can get these over here. Use code CRUSH, get your deposit match, get 30 free days of the cord, and get in the mix. Now, why do I have Jaylen Johnson here at 19.5 instead of his RA or assist or something here? Because this was a good line for him over here, and I took that. But you're free to take any of those as well on Parlay Play if you'd like. You can see his assist over here at 4.5. There you go. So you wouldn't even have to take his points. You could just take his assists, and you're still getting 7.4x on this. And if you took out Cam Johnson, you could literally get still 4.2x. So you're sacrificing for every $10 you bet, you're sacrificing $8, which in my opinion, I think that's fine for these type of lines. You're getting a half a hook. You know how surgical these books are with the hooks. So that's just up to you to figure that out. His points assist are at 24.5, so you're not getting the value there. His PRA is the same. So I think the value on Jaylen Johnson for Parlay Play is his assists and his points at 19.5. Those would be the value line. So like I said, if you wanted to take Jaylen Johnson's PRA, it would be best to take it on PrizePicks. That's why shopping around is so important. Now, the last thing that I want to discuss for NBA before going over to NFL, which this video is long, it's not going to get out in time, which means I need you guys to smash the like button. Now, why was I taking so long on this video? Because I had a lot to do today, guys. Remember, it is still holiday weekends. I had to prepare. I had to catch up on some sleep today from that weekend, and I still did full NBA and NFL projections for the Discord today. But Vucevic's rebounds at 9.5. I think this is a great line. I think you have to have some exposure to it. I'm not going to go into the analytics of it. Just take my word for it. It's a decent line. His full game at 10.5, not Gabi, is fine too, but I just think that more likely he's going to land on 10 than 11, so it's easy peasy. That's what I went with him. His points goblin is also good, but I'd rather probably take the rebounds. I mean, I do like his points at 19.5. You can find that, but that's that. Well, there it is right there. They did put it up. I think either of those would be fine, but again, my priority would be the rebounds at 9.5. So let's pivot over to NFL, shall we? Yes, let's go. Let's go. The main event. Everybody on Monday night, NFL is the priority, baby. We only get so many NFL games, and I can't believe it's already week 13. It's going to be week 14. Can you believe it? It's insane. It came, it's gone. It's just, what happened? I remember when I was getting geared up for opening day, and now it's pretty much, or I shouldn't say opening day, that's MLB, but I was getting ready for opening night for NFL, and now it's gone. It's basically gone. We're 80% of the way through. We do have playoffs and everything, but man alive, it's so precious. It's like such a fleeting thing, and I'm gonna miss it again like I always do, but it always comes back before you know it, and we do have MLB and NBA, so we'll survive, guys. We'll survive. But tonight, what is the narrative? What are we doing? There's a couple of things. Gonna try to break this down as quickly as I can. I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm fired up right now because it's like you work so hard and you want to see people be great and do well, and when people miss out and people question your motives and stuff, it really is discouraging. It's crazy. It makes me just like, I don't know, there's two sides. One side makes me want to work harder, but the other side makes me want to be like, you know what, then forget it. I'll just focus on me. But there's too many of you that keep me going to do that. I can't let the poverty people affect the people that are normal. So here we are. It's all a mental game like anything in life. So the narrative tonight is Jerry Jeudy, right? He's Cleveland's best kept secret. I said day one before season began, baby. I said Jerry Jeudy breakout season coming. He's going to be better than Brandon Ayuk. I stand by what I said. I was right. It was cinema. I cooked. Jerry Jeudy breakout season. Now he gets to go back to where he was hated, flamed, discouraged. The Denver, Colorado Empowerment Field, Mile High Stadium. He should be well equipped to deal with the weather and environment there. He played there most of his career. I understand the PS2, Patrick Surtain II. I get all that. It's the worst matchup in the league for him. So like I told the Cord, it's a battle of wills. If you think that Jerry Jeudy's will inside of him to go back to where his career began, basically, where he didn't have success, and if he's going to go back there after having a breakout season and cook and want to cook, then I suggest you take him. If you think that matchup is too insurmountable, then fade him. But you're going to be hard pressed to get me off Jerry Jeudy's receptions and his receiving yards because he's just the number one target. They're down Tillman as well. So it's him and Elijah Moore and Njoku, and I think either one of these guys can get it done, but I'm sticking with the stud that is on the team, Jeudy, and I'm taking his receiving yards and his receptions, and I'll have split exposure. Now, I understand that the matchup is bad. I just told you why I'm superseding that matchup, and it is what it is. I don't want to hear after the fact how, Cap, you told us Jerry Jeudy if he gets shut down, and then because he's a human being, and if he gets shut down, then he gets shut down. But you can see the 4.5 receptions, it's pretty good. You can see Bo Nix 250 pass plus rush yards, pretty good. But another thing that you're going to have to deal with Bo Nix tonight, which I haven't heard many people talking about, is that there's a man on the defensive line of the Cleveland Browns that is going to be putting him under pressure like you wouldn't believe, and tonight will be the test to find out if Bo Nix is him or if he's just faking the funk on a nasty dunk, because he's going to be put under pressure. I can all but guarantee you he's going to be facing pressure. They're going to put him to the test, and if he can rise above it today, then I think his passing yards, his fantasy score, all of this stuff would be absolutely in play. I think it's crispy. I've been on Bo Nix for the longest. Pause. Nope, we're talking about football. We're good here. But I've been having him against the Raiders. I had him against the Poverty Falcons. I had him against the Chiefs. I had him against the Ravens. I had him against Carolina. He's playing an elite defense tonight. An elite defensive line by the name of Myles Garrett. He is going to absolutely be put to the test. We will find out what he's made of. That's my take on Bo Nix. I know everybody wanted to know. That's what I have to say. For me, I'm sticking with the receivers. Okay, so I'm going to take Jeudy on one side, maybe splashes of Njoku's receptions. And then Courtland Sutton's been an absolute godsend to me this season, especially the last couple weeks. You can see here I've been on him every single week. 97, 78, 70, 122, 100. He's just been getting it done. He can have 0 in the first half and end up with 70 to 100 by second half. That is what he does. He starts off slow, so if he does that tonight, do not panic. That is what he does. And then he goes yard in the second half. He does it like clockwork. And I'm going to take his Gabby at 4.5 receptions because I think it's likely he lands on 5. If you wanted to take his full 5.5, I wouldn't begrudge you a bit. I think his receiving yards are good. I think his Goblin receiving yards are good. I'm taking all the Courtland Sutton tonight. So it's going to be for me. I'm just scrapping all the nonsense and it's Sutton and Jeudy. And then I'm going to have shares, a little bit of shares of Njoku. And I'm going to have this man right here, Devon Vele, baby. Vele. You got to respect a man with the name Vele. And I think his receptions can get it done. Now listen to what I'm going to tell you about my read here with Devon Vele, okay? His average depth of target, aka ADOT, which is telling you how far away he is from the quarterback when the pass, how many yards it is from the quarterback to the ball when where he is on the field. That's his average depth of target, okay? ADOT. The higher it is, the deeper the pass. The lower it is, the lower the pass. His is 8.1. That's how many yards away he is from average. So let me cook real quick for you. This is my take here. If he's getting pressured by Garrett, right? Or anyone else, they're sending blitz packages, whatever. It would cause him to check down more to throw those short passes. And that is where I think Devon Vele would come in, which is what's putting me on his reception. Now, I could be way wrong, okay? But he's getting roughly 21% of the target share. He has an ADOT of 8 yards. I think this is the move here, and that is what I'm going to do with him. So I talked about Sutton. I talked about Jeudy, Nix, Vele. Now with the running backs, if you think it's going to be a low scoring game, and even if you don't, if you just think it's going to be a rush type of game, when I saw this, I thought it was a little bit too low. The rush yard combo, it was too low. They bumped it from 90.5 to 91.5. I think Chubb can absolutely get 50 plus. I think Javonte could get 50 plus too. Less likely because they're going to be sharing snaps back there. Chubb's going to be sharing with Ford too, to be honest. That's why this is so low. But it just feels a little bit too low for these two caliber of running backs. I know this season's been different for both of them, but make no mistake, if this was like last season whenever Chubb was healthy and Javonte Williams before his injury, this would be like 130 in my opinion. Now again, it's low because both defenses are stout studs, but again, it just takes one to get 40, 50 yard rip, and I think this could hit. And then the last thing that I want to discuss is what I just swept. The longest yard, baby. The field goal longest yard, 48.5. I think it's crispy. I love it. Lutz has a leg. Hopkins has a leg. I think these are so undervalued, it's criminal. I just went 6 of 6 on Sunday. With all of these you could take, I went 6 of 6, baby. 6 of 6. It's not guaranteed, but on a primetime game, especially when the games are going to be decided by a field goal, like I did tell you on Sunday, this game's a 6.5 point spread. That doesn't apply, but I still do think that if they do get in this situation, they will bomb one through. It's not an anchor because the spread doesn't justify it. If it was a 3-point spread, it would be an anchor. 6.5 point spread, not so much, but I will have shares of it. And that's pretty much my analysis for this game. I hope you enjoyed it. I gave you NBA, I gave you NFL. I'm going to have a live stream in roughly 2 hours in my Discord. You get there by going to CaptainCrush.net. It's linked through the Dub Club. You'll get in the Discord. I got that promo for the first timers for Cyber Monday. It's going to be Turkey, all lowercase. I will make you a better fantasy sports player because I will get you to think outside the box and I will give you the tools that you need to succeed. You just have to be patient and trust the process. I appreciate you tuning in. Sorry the video's late and sorry it's long. Smash the like. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.